You guys hear that? That is the beginning intro to one of my favorite television series filmed right here in Portland, and that was the theme music to Grimm. That's right, Grimm, which was filmed here for 6 seasons right here in Portland, all over the city, and it was incredibly awesome. It had premiered in 2011 on October 28th, which was actually my birthday. Incredibly awesome, and if you're like me, who loves Halloween, 3 days before Halloween, hands down, I was incredibly excited to see the clips and the TV commercials premiering here in Portland about something that I thought was incredibly cool, and that's the Brothers Grimm, based on a book about mythological creatures, oddities, and just really cool things in general. So if you guys haven't checked out Grimm after this vlog, you're going to definitely have to tune in for that. And like I said, it went on for 6 seasons here in Portland, all over the city. And I actually was honored enough to, to be involved with it and was part of the filming in one of the episodes. So I'll tell you at the end of the video what episode you guys can check out to see me, Clearski, in one of my favorite and hopefully yours, Grimm. That's right. So first I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Grimm. This is what Wikipedia says. Grimm is an American fantasy police drama television series created by Stephen Carpenter, Jim Kolff, and David Greenlaw, and produced by Universal Television for NBC. The series aired from October 28th, 2011 to March 31st, 2017, for a total of 123 episodes and over 6 seasons. The series narrative follows Portland police detective Nick Burthart, played by David Gianolti, who discovers he is a Grimm, the latest in a line of guardians who are sworn to keep the balance between humanity and mythological creatures, known as Wyzen. The series features a supporting cast consisting of Russell Hornsby, Betsy Tolak, Silas Ware Mitchell, Sasha Rojas, Reggie Lee, Bruce Turner, and Claire Coffey. So I was honored, like I said, to get the call for season 6 to go on set and become part of such an awesome thing here in Portland. So I'm going to share with you guys some pictures that I took. Now, back when this happened, I actually wasn't vlogging at the time, but I actually had enough common sense or whatever. I was excited and nervous, but I still took some pictures. So I wanted to share my time with you guys on set of Grimm. One of the funnest things I've ever done, not to mention in Portland and just the whole connection. But first of all, when you come walking in, right before you go into the entrance, one of the first things that I noticed that I thought was cool is this flyer, this official Grimm flyer that was hanging on a wall right out front with the official City of Portland and the official Grimm moniker, telling the cast and crew where to meet, and it also let the neighbors know as to what was going on. So this is the official permit for the filming of the day, which I thought was incredibly cool. So as I walked into the set, like I said, I was a little nervous and stuff because I had never been on a TV set or movie set. But the first thing I noticed was there was a ton of chairs and movie-like makeup where you go for your costumes and makeup to sit. So these are the chairs that they had us sitting in while we waited. And at the time, I didn't know what I was going to do, if I was going to play, who I was going to be, what was going on. So I basically just sat there and waited for one of the set managers to come up. And at the time, I watched other people getting their makeup done. And this gal was really good, and she was really funny. She was joking with everybody. And then this gal was getting her makeup done. So after they did that, they actually directed me over to the makeup chair, which I sat down with this gal. And at that time then I realized she told me I was going to be playing a prisoner, so I was excited, and I was also kind of funny and everything like that. But she told me that she had wished that they had told me the night before that was going to happen because I shouldn't have shaved. So she put on some makeup and put my face in some powder and kind of got me looking a little rough. And then a gentleman came over from the wardrobe to hand me a bag, and in the bag was my costume. So I realized at the time I'm going to be playing a prisoner, so I went over to the the dressing rooms to get into wardrobe and got everything put on. I put on the jumpsuit and everything. And on the way out, I noticed there was a mirror right on the way out. So I took a picture of myself here in the actual jumpsuit for the prisoner role. And they even gave me like the little flip-flops. And then if you guys can see the casting chairs and stuff. So came out of the dressing room in full prisoner mode. And then I noticed when I put the gear on, I was missing a piece, and in the very bottom of the bag I reached in and pulled out this. And what this was, and I actually kept this as a memento, where a lot of other people that played prisoners that day, when they turned in everything, but one of the set costume directors said that I could keep this. And this is actually the armband for my prisoner role. And if you guys can see here, it actually says Cecil Silva, which is the name of my character. And they even go as far as giving you like a prisoner ID code and everything like that. So that was hilarious to me, that they went into great detail doing that. But that was cool, and obviously I didn't have my watch on. But yeah, so I put the prisoner band on, and then I was talking with another guy in the fitting rooms for the costumes, and I realized that he was going to be playing a prisoner or a police officer. So he was all decked out. So me and him were talking about pictures and stuff, and I thought it'd be really funny. And I asked him, I said, hey, do you mind, because at this point, I didn't know that he was going to actually be the police officer that was going to be arresting me in the show. But we'll wait for that moment. But so then we started kind of clowning around and joking and taking pictures. And if you guys can see, he got Clearski or Silsil hemmed up there with my hands behind my back, and if you even see the inmate there. But this guy was hilarious, and I wish I could remember his name, but he appeared in a lot of the episodes of Grimm. And if you guys can see, he's got like the official police officer outfit on. But we were joking around and thought that would make for a good picture, so that was all in good fun, and that just kind of just made the timing and everything fun. So sat down, got on makeup, got on my outfit. Then they called us over to a bigger room where the guys that were playing the police officers and the guys that were playing the prisoners all got together, and they took our group picture. So that was cool. And I'm going to actually try and figure out if I can get that picture. And then they guided us on to the set, which was incredible. It was actually in this giant trailer up in Northwest Portland. And when you walk in, everything from a forest set to the houses, one of the actual siding of one of the homes that they've created to use for other scenes that they had actually filmed at another location. They recreated an entire jail cell and everything. So that's where I was situated. And at first they had me sit down at a table with all the cameras and the big mic drops and all the beautiful, awesome, expensive equipment around us. And I had never been on set, so I was like just incredibly cool and nervous, but I wanted to become, I wanted to maintain professional. So I just, I did everything they told me to do. And at one point they sat us down at a table and we were just playing cards. And one of me and the other guys that was playing an inmate were talking with the cameras. And he had a speaking role. And so we were dealing the cards. And then the payphones behind us, they did such a great job that one of the payphones actually had an out of order sticker on it, which, whoever does the set drops and all the work on that, hands down, great job. So like 5 different sets within one big room where they could film all kinds of different things. But my job or my role was the prisoner. So after we sat down and played cards, they brought us over and then we sat for a while, and then I actually was guided back into one of the scenes with the shackles. So one of the guys on set that does the costumes came up and said, hey, just to let you know, these are real handcuffs, but there's a whole bunch of backup set of keys, and at any time if you feel uncomfortable, we'll totally take them off. And I'm like, all right, cool, no worries. So they actually shackled my ankles to, with the chain up to my wrists, and walked me in about 3 or 4 different times. I think I did the scene with actually the same guy that me and him were joking around in the wardrobe room. He was the officer that was behind me, and then they had another officer do it on the opposite side, so I had to walk even slower, and they did that about 3 different takes. So it was about a maybe 4-hour day, And they paid me for the whole day, which was incredibly cool. And then there was coffees and snacks and all kinds of stuff on set. But man, it was incredible walking into something that I had seen so many times on TV. And at that point, I was following the series tremendously. So to get the call for the background work on something that I loved was so cool. And so that wrapped everything up. And then we got out of our outfits and I shook hands and we took another group photo, and I had met some of the cast members, another gentleman that was playing one of the roles. But episode 5, season 6, and I can't think of the exact name of that episode, but I wanted to show you guys also a couple more things before I leave you. In the series, they would morph the characters' faces into whatever mythical creature there was. And Silas, one of the characters, one of the Grimms, was morphed all the time into kind of like a werewolf. But this picture was hanging on one of the office doors on the way out, and I just snapped it real quick because one of his creature, when they morphed the faces, was always my favorite. And Silas is definitely a great actor. But what a cool picture. And like I said, just everything about the episode, the time on set, just being involved with it in general was just incredible. So I thank the people that created and produced Grimm here in Portland. Then if you guys can see, here's another picture of the two main characters actually walking through the jail. And if you look up top, here's all the inmates. And at this point, I'm basically back in here. So you can't see me in this screenshot. But if you guys dig deep, you will definitely be able to find that episode. And like I said, I personally have seen it once, and I remember filming it, but I don't know the exact name of what episode it is. But if you guys want, you could chime in the comments if you guys watched that series and if you remember that part. Let me know if you guys recognize me from the show. And then on the way out, they were filming some other locations, and one of the main actors, or two of the main actors, the two detectives, were right out front there with the police. So the snapshot with the mic drop and the camera guys kind of behind the scenes, I thought that was amazing. So again, incredibly cool, and thank you so much for tuning in and joining me for this. I wanted to share this with you guys because not only was it one of the funnest things I'd ever done, but not to mention just the tie-in with Portland and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you as always for creeping. And like I said, if you guys haven't watched Grimm, make sure you guys check that out. You won't be disappointed. It's an amazing series, and it was filmed right here in Portland. So I was so incredibly happy to be a part of that, and so I hope you guys appreciate this as much as I do bringing it to you. And until then, you guys can do me one better. You can hit that little bell icon down below. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. You can hit that like button, and that way other people will creep with us as well. And until then, I love you guys, so thank you for tuning in. Until then, creeper out for now. Peace.